次嚟到宏恩華人宣道會嚟證道。
Glad to be here again today.
咁咧今日講嘅經文咧比較長，咁咧就我想咧原本係1至18節嘅，但係我知道要翻譯咧，所以我就揀咗其中一部分嚟讀聖經。
The passage today is rather long, but for this time I'll shorten it a little. I selected a few passages to share today.
咁咧，我想同大家讀嘅經文咧就係由6章嘅7節到第13節嘅。
So we're going to read together Matthew chapter 6, verse 7 to 13.
睇唔睇到啊？大家應該都睇到啊！如果唔係，你揭開你嘅聖經睇啦嚇。我唔知大家仲有冇帶聖經而家。
Have you bring your Bible? Please open your Bible in your
或者你嘅手機都得嘅，攞你嘅手機嚟睇。
or your cell phones.
呢個版本咧係和合本嘅修訂版嚟嘅嚇。
This one is CUB or
Revised Chinese Union Versions。
our CUB.
咁我哋一齊讀呢段嘅經文，我哋首先讀中文啦，然後可以讀英文。我哋一齊讀，預備起。你們禱告，不可像外邦人那樣重複一些空話，他們以為話多了必蒙垂聽。你們不可效法他們，因為在你們祈求以先，你們的天父就已經知道了。所以你們要這樣禱告：我們在天上的父，願人都尊你的名為聖，願你的國降臨，願你的旨意行在地上，如同行在天上。我們日用的飲食，今日賜給我們，免我們的債，如同我們免了人的債，不叫我們陷入試探，救我們脫離那惡者，因為國度、權柄、榮耀，全是你的，直到永遠。阿門。係啦，讀到呢一度，請你可以讀英文。
Matthew chapter 6, verse 7 to 13. And when you pray, do not give up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask Him. Pray then like this: Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptations, but deliver us from evil.
好，咁開始之前咧，我想問大家個問題，我咧講到好中意嘅，都會問下你嘅問題，你諗一諗，你咧同你左右嘅弟兄姊妹分享下，有啦，盡量左右。到底乜嘢係一個今日喺而家嘅世代，你覺得點樣先算係一個虔誠嘅基督徒咧
So before we start, let me ask you a questions. In nowadays world, how to be a righteous believer? You can think about it yourself and then share it with your
俾少少時間你哋啦嚇。
I'll give you a little time here.
會唔會呢個問題好難答啊
Is it really difficult?
嗱，不如我哋用翻今日嘅經文去講啦嚇。我唔知你頭先講緊啲乜嘢，咪用翻今日嘅經文。今日嘅經文咧講到施捨嘅其中一段。
Okay, let us refer back to our passage today. It talks about giving.
咁一個虔誠嘅基督徒應該點樣施捨咧？
How do righteous believers give?
或者咁講，一個基督徒好似我哋大家咁做善事，點樣先叫做虔誠咧？
Like as you and I are believers, a Christian, how do we give?
咁咧有一次咧就好特別嘅，我喺我以前嘅教會啦嚇，咁咧宣明會我諗大家聽過啦，宣明會咧就嚟做一個活動，就係呼籲我哋助養嗰啲非洲兒童。
Have you heard of the World Mission? Back then in the church, the World Mission came and shared a message.
咁我屋企咧都準備助養一個兒童啦。
They were promoting sponsorship of a child, and my family is ready to sponsor one child.
咁咧突然間喺個會場嗰度咧，我聽到一個弟兄好大聲喺度講。
And suddenly at the church, one brother speak out really loudly.
我覺得好奇怪，因為咧佢唔係工作人員嚟嘅。
I find it rather strange because he's not one of the staff.
但係咧，佢好大聲講乜嘢咧？佢話咧：你哋都快啲嚟助養啦！嗱，我就新鮮事出，我助養20個。
He said, you guys should all like sponsor a child. I have already sponsored like 20 children.
咁我聽到之後就哇一聲話：你助養20個。咁但係咧，我睇翻今日嘅經文，會唔會？咦，耶穌聽到嘅時候會點諗咧？
And I was surprised by him saying he was going to sponsor 20 children, and I'm going to think about it, like, what is Jesus going to think about this act?
會唔會都好似今日我冇讀到嗰啲節數啦，但係都有講嗰啲會唔會係假冒為善嘅人咧？
So we didn't read chapter 6 the beginning verses, but is that brother kind of one of the hypocrites?
咁你或者你會問啦，咁真係點樣先係一個虔誠嘅基督徒咧？
And then you're going to ask how to be a righteous Christian.
嗱，如果大家記得我7月29號嚟講到咧，我講個登山寶訓裏邊咧有14個3個段落嘅組合嘅，係咪？
So if you remember last time I was here was in July, and I talked about the Sermon on the Mount, and there are about 14 triads in that passage.
個PowerPoint講唔到，好唔緊要。其中就係主要嘅內容咧，其實佢哋咧就係講緊點樣可以遵行天國嘅律法嗰14段。
So that 14 triads was mainly to talk about how to follow the rules of heaven.
嗱，而6章嘅1到18節，我今日揀講到嘅經文咧，就係更加深入話俾你知點樣做一個虔誠嘅基督徒。
So the passage today, chapter 6, verse 1 to 18, is about how to be a righteous Christian.
我諗大家睇到呢張 PowerPoint 嘅時候咧，你會知道咧，有4段可以分成4段。
And then let's look at here. We can divide this chapter into 4 sections.
第一段咧係講點樣嘅施捨，兩段嘅講禱告，一段咧講禁食。
The first part is to talk about how to give, and then the second and third is for prayer, and then the last one is to fast.
呢4段咧主要講到咧就係作為一個主耶穌嘅門徒喺啲宗教禮儀上邊，你應該點樣去生活？
These 4 sections talk about how Christians should follow the rituals of being a Christian.
你或者會問點解係呢3樣咧？
So why these 3 topics?
呢個咧就係猶太人喺當時耶穌嘅年代咧，佢哋覺得呢3樣嘢咧係最重要嘅。
These are what the Jews think the most important during the time of Jesus.
一個門徒咧一定要做呢3樣嘢咧，佢先會覺得係個虔誠嘅主嘅門徒。
A disciple should do these 3 things to be looked at a righteous Christian.
有一點咧，我諗大家留意到嘅，你睇嘅時候係咪有2段講禱告嘅？
And when you look here, you will know that there are 2 sections to talk about prayer.
由第4節講到第15節。
From verse 4 to verse 15.
嗱，呢段經文咧得18節啫，但係竟然咧有11節咧係講禱告。
So this passage only has like 18 verses, but so many of those are for prayer.
所以咧喺呢3樣嘅虔誠嘅禱告啊、禁食啊同埋施捨裏邊咧，禱告係最重要嘅。
So in these 3 things of to give, to pray, and to fast, pray is the most important.
我諗呢啲咧，大家睇聖經咧都如果細心啲，一定睇得到嘅。
And you'll be able to tell from the Bible.
嗱，你睇唔到嘅就係咩咧？我頭先上次提過嘅嗰3個點樣有3個唔同嘅段落咧？每個大段裏邊有3個小段咧。
So every section there are 3 little points.
嗱，第一個小段係一個命題嚟嘅，一個傳統嘅教法。
So the first point is about the traditional rituals.
第2個小段講咧就係話，如果佢哋唔改變佢哋而家嘅習慣嘅時候咧，有一個惡性嘅循環喺裏邊。
And the second point is about if they do not change anything right now, they will enter this bad cycle.
而第3段咧就係一個好特別嘅啦，就係耶穌教導佢哋一個更新嘅做法。
And the third point is about what Jesus tell them and teach them to update the way that they should do.
嗱，其實我都highlight 咗啦。咁每一個小段咧都有啲重複嘅字眼嘅。
And I highlight some of the things here. Every little section, there are some repetitiveness.
嗱，第一個我哋睇個惡性循環咧，重複字眼係咩？假冒為善。
So when we look at the bad cycle section, the word that has repeated over and over is hypocrites.
嗱，假冒為善咧，其實原文嘅意思係講緊啲戲子嘅。
Hypocrites in the original language mean something about like a showman.
佢哋咧好識做戲嘅。
They put on a show up front.
做嘢嘅目的咧係即係當然做嘅目的係做俾人睇嘅。
And their purpose is to show others.
所以咧，如果你好似佢咁樣做咧，個目的係點樣？你就有個惡性循環。你每一次去做一啲善事嘅時候咧，你都係想做俾人睇。
And then if you are a hypocrite, every time you give or do good things, you are just showing it to other people.
咁跟住咧，每個段落嘅第三個小段咧，當然就係6章4節、6節同埋18節。
And the third point about these triads are the verse 4,
6 and 18。
6 and 18.
就係咧講到無論你禁食、禱告同施捨咧，都要啦。和合本聖經就暗中，修訂版嘅和合本咧就係講隱秘嘅事。
So here it says the word that repeats over and over is the word in secret.
就係你要喺隱秘中去做，唔好俾人知道。
So when you give in secret.
最特別嘅係咩咧？連天父都喺隱秘嘅裏邊咧睇到你做，佢必然報答你。
And what is special here is our Father who sees in secret will reward you.
嗱，呢個主題咧唔係啱啱你睇過咁多段咧先睇到，其實6章1節已經提及㗎啦。
All of these we can tell from chapter 6 verse 1 already.
佢講咩話？你哋要謹慎，唔好故意嘅喺人面前表現你嘅虔誠，叫佢哋睇得見。若果係咁樣，你哋就唔能夠得到你哋天父嘅賞賜。
In verse 1 it talk about beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven.
嗱，虔誠呢個字咧，譯得其實原文咧係講緊義嘅一個義字 righteousness， 英文係。
So here it talks about being a righteousness.
從上下文去睇咩嘢係義咧，就係指到當然嘅就係嗰啲禁食、施捨同埋禱告。
So what is righteousness? It's about giving, about prayer, and about fasting.
大家唔好諗得咁遠，係啲乜嘢嘅義
？Don't think too far.
聖經講得好清楚啊！佢主要喺呢一段講嘅就係禁食、施捨同禱告。
Bible talks about it clearly. In this passage, we talk about to give, to pray, and to fast.
咁個問題就係啦，點解耶穌要叫你暗中或者隱秘去做咧？
And the question is, why did Jesus tell them to do all these in secret?
原因係咩嘢咧？
What is the reason?
咁點樣做先啱咧？係咪？
So what do we do to do the right thing?
咁聖經佢講咗乜嘢咧？嗱，聖經咧俾咗我哋應該有3個嘅提示。
The Bible gives us 3 reminders.
第一個咧就係耶穌冇叫你唔使做禱告、禁食同施捨，係咪？
The first one is Jesus did not tell you not to fast or not to pray or not to give.
嗱，你仍然要做喎。
You still need to do all these.
咁嗱，第2樣嘢咩咧？耶穌只係叫你避免咗點啊？唔好有嗰啲惡性循環。
Jesus told us not to enter this bad cycle.
就係唔好做嗰啲假冒為善嘅人啊。
And do not be a hypocrite.
佢哋咧要得着人嘅稱讚，係咪？
Do not just ask for the praise of other people.
所以咧，其實耶穌喺6章，如果你睇翻之前咧，2節、5節同16節都講咗翻同一個説話嘅。
If you look at verse 2 to 5 and verse 16,
佢哋做俾人睇。
they are doing it to show other people.
所以佢得咗人嘅賞賜。
To get the praise from other people.
咁第3個建議，耶穌係叫我哋暗中嘅做或者隱秘嘅做。
And the third point here Jesus is telling us is to do all these in secret.
嗱呢一點咧，我哋好值得去思想嘅就係、原來我哋做嗰啲虔誠嘅行為嗱，包括禁食、施捨同禱告，都係做俾神睇，唔係做俾人睇。
So here it reminds us when we fast, when we give and when we pray, we are doing it for our Father, but not to other people.
禁食係為神禁食。
To fast, we fast for our Lord.
施捨其實係一個愛上帝嘅表達，將神賜俾你嘅嘢去俾人睇。
To give is to show other people what God has given you.
祈禱係咩啊？祈禱係我哋同神相交，同相交嘅時間，同其他人係無關嘅。
And to pray is our relationship with the Lord. It doesn't involve other people.
總括嚟講咧，呢啲虔誠嘅操練，重點係都係愛上帝，係向住神，同人係冇關係。
And all these rituals are to love God, and it is not about showing other people.
所以咧特別我想講嘅就係耶穌講到禱告嘅時候，佢講咗樣乜嘢咧
？When Jesus talked about prayer,
佢講到佢個門徒咧，佢勸佢哋要進入內室，閂埋門去祈禱。
So he talks about when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret.
耶穌喺度嘅教導咧好實際嘅喎。
It's very practical here.
因為你唔需要在乎其他人嘅眼光，係咪
？So you don't need to care about what other people think of you.
你做一啲虔誠嘅嘢咧，其實永遠都有人比你做得更加多嘅。
When you do all these, there are always other people that do more of these.
你禁食一日，有人可以禁食3日甚至5日。
When you fast for 1 day, some other people will fast for 3 days or even 5 days.
好似我頭先嘅例子，你助養1個兒童，有人助養10隻手指數唔晒20個兒童。
Like my example earlier, if you sponsor 1 child, there are some other people that is sponsoring 20 children.
真正嘅虔誠係向住上帝嘅啫，我哋就向住我哋嘅主。
The real righteousness is to God and for God.
所以咧，耶穌教你禱告嘅時候咧，喺個暗室裏邊冇人騷擾到你，只有你同上帝。
So Jesus teaches us here to, when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father.
你可以專心嘅同神去傾偈。
So you can talk to the Lord without any distraction.
你亦都唔需要介意你祈禱祈得好唔好，係咪？
And you don't need to worry about if you have like a good prayer.
耶穌嘅建議實唔實際啊
？Is Jesus' suggestion practical?
我自己覺得好好。
I think it's really practical.
唔係個個講到一篇好靚嘅禱文㗎，係嘛？
Not everyone can say a beautiful prayer.
好多人咧都驚自己祈禱唔好嘅。
Some people is always scared about their prayer is not as good as other people.
耶穌叫你喺暗室度禱告。
Jesus told you to pray in a room.
淨係你同上帝，佢聽緊你嘅禱告。
Just you and the Lord.
所以最重要嘅原則係啲咩呢？
So what is the most important thing here?
天國嘅子民，我哋行善唔係以榮耀自己為動機嘅。
To be entering the heavens is not about our own motivations. It's about how to love God and how to live for God.
嗰啲敬虔嘅行為咧係好事嚟嘅，好似你捐錢一樣。
These rituals are good things, like you donate to charity.
但係如果你做嗰啲好行為嘅時候，係為咗得咗人嘅稱讚咧，呢個就係耶穌今日批評嘅嘢。
But if you only do these to get praise from other people, this is what Jesus is criticizing here.
弟兄姊妹咧，我有陣時都會去諗，我諗咧，我哋唔會好似啲法利賽人或者嗰啲假冒為善嘅人咁樣去做善事嘅，係咪？
So we're not like the hypocrites.
但係咧，你有冇諗過，我哋冇刻意去得稱讚，但係咪好多時我哋等於譬如禱告咁，我哋淨係喺教會你先會去做嘅咧，返到屋企你會唔會做咧？
So we're not like the hypocrites. We don't ask for other people's praise, but do we only pray when we're in church?
你屋企你會唔會去禱告
Do you pray at your home?
耶穌講：你喺暗中嘅時候，你有冇去做呢啲嘢？
Like, do you pray in secret?
更加緊要咧，我哋喺今日嘅環境裏邊，我自己會去問嘅就係點樣去做先係一個虔誠嘅基督徒。
So today, like, I'm asking myself and I'm asking you, how to be a righteous followers.
我自己講下我嘅經歷啦，我9歲嘅時候咧返教會嘅。
Let me talk about my experience. I started going to church when I was 9.
我成日都聽牧師講咧，你要去做一個好虔誠嘅基督徒。
The pastor always say, like, you have to be a righteous Christian.
但係冇講點做喎。
But he didn't really say how to do it.
咁咧更加咧，我係一個小朋友，根本上都聽唔明佢講咩啦，可能。
And I was just a kid. I didn't really understand what he was talking about.
我淨係知道咧，虔誠唔係與生俱來嘅。
I just know that being righteous is not given by birth.
咁咧我就點做咧？我就睇下教會嗱，邊個係執事會主席啦，係咪？邊個係牧師啊？我就學下佢點做啦。
So how do I do that? So I look at the church leaders, look at the church deacons, and see how they do.
我真係以為咧，即係喺教會公禱度祈禱好叻嗰啲人咧，就係一個好虔誠嘅基督徒嚟嘅。
So I thought those who pray at church loudly with really good passages, those are the righteous Christians.
或者咧，即係喺台上面講嘢好叻嗰啲人咧，都係啲好好嘅基督徒，我覺得佢哋。
Or those who speak really good on stage are the righteous Christians.
啱唔啱？你話咁諗？
But was I right?
我唔知你點諗。
I don't know what you think about it.
咁咧，我自己20幾歲嘅時候喺香港喺播道神學院讀書啦。
So when I was in my 20s, I went to the seminary.
我咧明白到一點咧好特別嘅。
I realized one thing that's kind of special.
點解我唔喺聖經度揾答案咧？
Like, why don't I look for the answer in the Bible?
嗱，今日嘅聖經係咪講咗3樣嘢係一個基督徒虔誠應該有嘅元素啊？係咪？
So today in our passage, it talks about 3 rituals to be a righteous Christian.
就係禁食、施捨同禱告啦。
Is to fast, to pray, and to give.
咁我嗰陣時咧就突然間真係醒唔過來，點解我嘅答案裏邊唔應該有呢3樣嘢咧？係咪？
And then I was awakened in my answer why there isn't these 3 things.
咁啊，既然係咁嘅時候咧，我想花少少時間咧講下乜嘢係禁食、施捨同禱告。
So today let me talk about what is it to fast, to pray, and to give.
嗱，咩係禁食咧？
So what is fasting?
今日我哋基督徒需唔需要禁食咧？
As Christians, do we need to fast today?
嗱，對於福音派嘅信徒嚟講咧，禁食有冇人邊個聽過，或者你做過禁食嘅？
For us being an evangelical church, have you heard of fasting?
係啦，都有人嘅，感謝主，即係都有人仲有禁食嘅。但係有冇人聽過乜嘢係禁食咧？
So have you heard of what is fasting?
嗱，我哋冇基督教應該咁講，福音派冇呢個傳統嘅。
Evangelical churches do not really have this tradition.
亦都好少牧師喺台上邊去講乜嘢係禁食嘅。
And not a lot of pastors talk about fasting on the stage.
但我曾經咧聽過有個姊妹咁樣講。
And I've heard of one sister saying this.
佢而家呢個年代咧，好多時咧，好多人咧飲食過量，腸胃唔清。
Nowadays we eat too much and our digestive is not good.
嗱，好似我咁咧都積咗唔少脂肪。
And we have a lot of fats in the stomach.
咁點咧？所以基督徒咧應該學習禁食。
So as Christians, you should fast.
將嗰啲有害嘅脂肪咧就排去。
And to release your bad fats.
但我話俾你知咧，呢種禁食咧只係調理身體啫。
But this is not really a fast. This is more like a diet.
係啦，我想講呢個係即係節食啫。
Yeah, this is just a diet.
咁咧嗱，呢個教導既然係錯，咁乜嘢先係聖經嘅禁食咧？
Then what is fasting in
聖
Bible?
經嘅禁食咧有意義咧，通常聖經教導就係嗰啲人咧係因為一啲嘅事情 喺神面前要自卑嘅祈求呢，所以佢去禁食嘅。
So in Bible, sometimes it's because we need to be humble before the Lord. So we fast.
主要咧有3個原因，我諗咧大家都睇到個 PowerPoint。第一個咧就係、認罪自卑啦，譬如真係你如果睇撒大衛王佢犯咗罪，佢認罪佢自卑啦。
So the first thing we need to do when we fast is to repent and to be humble.
第二咧就係、為咗患難或者傷心嘅事情喺神面前表示悲傷啦。
And second is to tell God that you are really sad about something.
如果你睇以斯拉記咧，以斯拉因為以色列人犯罪，佢就喺神嘅面前禁食傷心啦。
And you can refer to the Bible in Elijah, in the book of Elijah.
第3個咧就係、為專心祈禱尋求神嘅幫助同埋指引，特別你喺《使徒行傳》咧見到好多使徒禁食咧就為咗神嘅指引。
And the third is to pray in focus under the Lord help.
禁食咧同其他基督教嘅操練咧都係一樣嘅，都係對住神嘅啫。
Fasting is like other rituals in Christianity. It's about to God and for God.
唔係做俾人睇。
It's not about getting praise from other people.
你身體真係如果發覺你唔可以禁食嘅時候咧，其實咧你可以禁食其他嘢嘅。
If you cannot fast from having no food because of your body condition, you can fast from something else.
我舉個例子，我個女兒咧，佢就禁食睇咧 YouTube。
So my daughter, as an example, she is fasting for not watching YouTube videos.
因為佢覺得咧，佢花太多時間去睇啦，每一日都。
Because she thinks she spends too much time on the YouTube videos.
所以佢禁食咧嘅對象就唔係食物，就係睇 YouTube 啦。
So when she fasts, she doesn't fast from food. She rather fast from the YouTube videos.
所以咧，我即係都呼籲大家，如果你學習禁食咧，你都需要去諗下你禁食啲乜嘢。
So I'm going to encourage you guys when you are trying to fast, what would you fast from?
當然禁食食物都可以嘅。
Of course you can fast from food.
但係咧，你今日花咗好多時間做緊啲乜嘢，會唔會好似上癮咗咁咧？嗰樣嘢會唔會係你禁食嘅事項咧？
So what do you spend most time doing today? Is that consuming too much of your life? Is that something that you can fast from so you can focus on God?
仲有一樣嘢我想提嘅咧，禁食咧唔係好似你過平時生活咁嘅，當你禁食嘅時候。
So during your fast, it's not like how you normally live your life.
雖然你都會繼續你每日嘅生活，但係如果你係禁食嘅時候咧，你應該係有啲時間分別出嚟，喺安靜喺神面前尋求佢嘅旨意或者認罪禱告嘅。
So of course you're gonna live your life, but you will find spare time to seek for God.
嗰個咧先係真正嘅禁食。
Then it is a true fasting.
向住神嘅。
To God.
第二，乜嘢係施捨咧？
And what is it to give?
同我哋今日做義工弟兄姊妹好多人都做義工啊！同你今日做義工做善事有咩分別咧？
What is it different from volunteering and donating?
喺耶穌嘅年代咧，施捨救濟咧係一個命令嚟嘅，係出自咧《申命記》。
In the time of Jesus, to give is a really important part. It's kind of like a law. It was said in the book of Deuteronomy.
到咗耶穌嘅年代咧，佢哋已經好有系統咁咧，形成一種社會嘅制度，好似而家嘅福利制度咁樣。
It's like a social welfare back in the days.
當然啦，啲錢嘅來源就係啲猶太人嘅奉獻啦。
The money comes from the donations from the Jews.
佢哋有一個慣例嘅，如果咧有個人咧突然間捐咗好多錢咧。
They have a tradition if someone gives like a huge amount of money.
咁個會堂嘅拉比咧就會好大聲咁講：某某某弟兄或者姊妹，你今日捐咗好多錢啊！
And the rabbi at church will loudly say, brother who and who donate a lot of money today.
嗱咁樣咧就成為咗好多人嘅陷阱啦，係咪？
And this has kind of becomes a trap.
佢哋為咗得咗人嘅稱讚咧，就去捐好多人錢。
So somebody may, like for the praise of other people, and to donate lots of money.
嗱，耶穌喺度否定嘅咧，唔係捐嘅錢，錢仍然係錢可以幫人嘅。
Jesus here didn't deny money. Money is still money. Money can help a lot of people.
佢否定嘅咧就係嗰個人希望得到其他人嘅稱讚。
But Jesus doesn't like people to give just to gain other people's praise.
嗱喺聖經咧裏邊講耶穌好特別啊！你捐嘅時候咧，你嘅左手唔好俾右手知道，係咪？
So in the Bible it says when you donate, you do not let other people know.
唔係 other people， 係你嘅左手同右手。
Okay, when you donate on your left hand, do not let your right hand.
其實咧有冇可能咧？
Is it possible?
你嘅左手同右手都係你隻手。
Your left hand and your right hands are both your hands.
耶穌呢個好誇張嘅講法咧，即係想話俾你知道咧，你要咧盡量去低調。
This exaggerate parable is to let you know that you need to be low key.
雖然冇可能忘記你自己，不過咧盡量去忘記。
You may not forget these deeds, but you should forget about it.
施捨都係向住上帝嘅，唔係向住人嘅。
To give is to give to God, but not to just give to let other people know.
今年咧，我去咗加州一個退休安靜營。
This year I went to California for a retreat. It's a quiet retreat.
咁喺佢嘅中間咧有個公園嘅。
There was a park.
有個銅像。
And there was a statue.
我唔知有冇人睇過啊？當然呢個唔係我幫你影嘅，但係咧係同一個銅像。
It's something like this here.
呢個咧叫做 Homeless Jesus。
And this is called Homeless Jesus.
原來耶穌都係露宿者嚟。
Jesus is also a homeless.
當我睇到呢個銅像嘅時候咧，我諗起一句金句。
When I see these statues, I think of a Bible verse.
耶穌話咧，只要將一杯涼水俾小子裏邊最少嘅一個咧，就係作喺我身上。
Jesus said, "Whoever gives one of these little ones even a cup of cold water."
我突然間就明白啦，當我施捨嘅時候，我見唔見到嗰個人就係耶穌基督嘅。
So, and I suddenly realized, when I give, do I see that person as Jesus?
耶穌就係嗰個露宿者，原來我作緊喺佢身上。
Jesus is that homeless person. I am giving to Jesus.
所以咧，我鼓勵大家咧，我諗我哋每個人時間都好有限，係咪？
So I know that all of our time are limited, and I here encourage you.
去參加一啲咧特別係基督教慈善團體舉辦嘅活動。
To participate in some Christian-based volunteer work.
因為你做義工嘅時候咧，可以更加直接傳揚耶穌基督嘅名。
Because when we volunteer, it's a way to spread Jesus' name.
我咧參加西雅圖嘅 Union Gospel Mission 嘅 Search and Rescue， 唔知你有冇聽過嚇？
I was participating in Union Gospel's Search and Rescue missions.
咁佢每晚咧就開架 van 咧四處去揾嗰啲露宿者嘅。
So every night we drove a van to look for some homeless people.
咁咧揾到嘅時候咧，就會將一啲嘅物資冇金錢嘅，淨係物資，譬如衫啊、或者佢牙刷啊，或者啲食物咧去俾過佢。
And then we'll give some food and some like toothbrush to them. No money, just like some materials.
當然啦，我哋仲會同佢傾偈嘅。
And then we're going to talk to them.
有啲露宿者真係好好傾嘅，即係如果你真係試過。
And some homeless people are really talkative.
當然啦，你要忍得住佢有時可能有啲味嘅。
And of course, they may not smell great.
但係咧有一點咧，當我參加完啲活動咧，我自己明白咗嘅。
And after this volunteer missions, I realized
就係咧施捨金錢咧係可以幫助佢哋肉身嘅需要。
To give money can help their physical needs.
但係你真要面對面嘅時候呢，你先會真正關懷到佢。
But when we go face to face, then we will be truly caring for those homeless.
神呢係藉住你將佢嘅愛去改變佢。
Jesus used you to spread His love.
所以呢，你哋去做義工嘅時候呢，真係要揀啲基督教機構，呢個係我建議你嘅。
So when you go volunteer, please choose some Christian-based volunteer work. This is what I encourage you to do.
總結一句，施捨唔係淨係金錢，仲要你嘅時間同埋你個愛心。
To conclude, to give is not always about money. It's about your love and your time too.
好，最後乜嘢係祈禱呢？
So lastly, what is it to pray?
嗱，耶穌喺度論及嘅禱告生活同我哋有咩唔同呢？
So here in the passage, Jesus talked about to pray. Like how is it different from us?
嗱，呢度咧有兩段嘅經文係咪？
There
有
are
兩
two
段講禱
sections.
告嘅 ，sorry 係。
There are two sections about prayers.
第一段咧同其他講施捨禁食一樣，都係提醒我哋咧禱告係向住上帝嘅。
So the first is similar to give, is to God and for God.
咁點解需要有第二段禱告嘅經文，亦都係今日讀經嘅經文咧？目的係啲乜嘢咧？
And then what about the second section here? Like what is the purpose?
嗱，仲有咧，耶穌喺第二段禱告嘅教導裏邊咧，明顯同其他三段係唔同嘅。
And this second sections of how to pray is really different from the other three sections.
嗱，首先完全冇用過其他三段用過嘅字眼。
He didn't use the repetitive words in the other three sections.
好似暗中啊、賞賜啊、報答等等。
Such as in secret, rewards, etc.
另外咧，呢一段咧仲包括咗我哋大家都知道好出名嘅主禱文，係咪啊？
And this section includes our very familiar passages about the Lord's Prayer.
嗱，當然啦，我今日冇時間同大家睇主禱文，或者將來有機會我哋會去睇一睇。
We may not have enough time for the whole Lord's Prayer, but maybe next time we'll look more in depth.
因為咧今日咧，我想同上下文去俾讓大家認識點解需要有主禱文嘅出現咧。
And today I want to focus on why do we have this Lord's Prayer. I'm going to put this in context.
同埋你哋應該點樣去禱告咧？
And I want to focus on how to pray.
嗱，咁咧我哋去睇第三段嘅經文。
When we look at this passage,
6章嘅7節，佢話：你哋禱告嘅時候係咪？應該喺呢度係。
in chapter 6, verse 7, when you pray,
你哋唔好像外邦人用好多重複嘅話，以為話多咗就必蒙垂聽。
do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words.
你哋唔好效法佢哋，因為佢哋未祈求之先，你哋所需用嘅，你哋嘅父早已知道了。
Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask Him.
所以咧，你哋禱告要咁樣講。
Pray then like this.
跟住就主禱文啦。
And then is the Lord's Prayer.
嗱，你以前聽講道咧，可能咧淨係講主禱文。
And in the previous sermons, you may only heard about the Lord's Prayer.
但係前邊講咩嘢咧？其實好緊要。
But what it says right before the Lord's Prayer is really important too.
嗱，其實呢個段落咧，頭先都有啦，今日特別咧，淨係cut 咗呢度出嚟。到呢度咧，亦都可以分成3個小嘅段落。
Here we can separate this into 3 sections.
第一個段落當然就係你哋祈禱啦。
The first part here is for you to pray.
呢個就係標題啦。
And this is the title.
第二個小段就係嗰個惡性嘅循環。
And the second section here is about the bad cycle.
就係嗰個外邦人咧，用好多重複嘅話，以為話多必蒙垂聽。
Is what the Gentiles do. They think the many words they say will be heard.
第3個當然就係耶穌更新嘅建議，就係主禱文啦。
And Now the third part here is Jesus' updated way to do it is about the Lord's Prayer.
所以咧，主禱文嘅用主禱文嘅原因咧，係要我哋唔好好似外邦人重複咁祈禱嘅。
The purpose of the Lord's Prayer is for us to not like the Gentiles and not to just repeat the empty words.
咁到底乜嘢係重複嘅祈禱咧？
So what is the empty phrases?
嗱，其實喺原文裏邊咧，外邦人好多時候為咗佢哋祈禱望佢哋嘅神去垂聽咧，佢哋會做咗啲重複嘅嘢。
When the Gentiles prayed, they sometimes repeatedly do some of the things that they thought Jesus would listen to their prayers.
Their God will listen.
Their God will listen to their prayers.
好似講方言啦，
Like speaking tongues,
或者重複講佢哋要祈求嘅嘢啦。
repeat what they need.
咁目的咧係想取悅嗰個神明，
Their purpose is just to get the favoritism from
從
their
而
Lord
咧得到佢哋想求嘅。
and to get what they pray for.
嗱，耶穌主要嘅目的今日教導我哋禱告咧，係叫我哋咧連神都唔需要去禱願。
And today Jesus is teaching us when we pray, we don't need to ask for favoritism.
我哋禱告原來唔使禱願上帝嘅。
We don't need to ask for favoritism from the Lord.
你想講嘅時候，就將你心裏邊嘅説話去講俾上帝聽，
Whatever you want to say, you just say it, and God will listen.
唔使好似外邦人咁為咗得一啲嘢，去不斷去做一啲嘢去取悅我哋嘅上帝。
It's not like the Gentiles to do some of the things to get favoritism.
耶穌喺度講咗一個應許，你所需用嘅天父一早已經知道。
Jesus says a promise here. Whatever you need, God's already known.
咁你會問啦，連我需要嘅都唔使求，咁求啲乜嘢講啲乜嘢咧？
And then you're going to ask, like, if whatever I need, I don't need to pray for them. What do I pray for?
嗱，耶穌跟住咧就用咗主禱文作為一個建議，係咪？
And Jesus used the Lord's Prayer as a suggestion.
咁主禱文嘅重點講啲乜嘢咧？
So what is the main point of the Lord's Prayer?
如果我哋從埋上下文去睇，到底主禱文嘅目的係啲乜嘢咧？
And if we put the Lord's Prayer in context, like what is the purpose of the Lord's Prayer?
嗱，登山寶訓大家知唔知道係講乜嘢嘅？
So do you know what is the Sermon on the Mount?
主要係咪講神嘅國度嘅來臨啊？
It's mostly about the Lord's kingdom, right?
如果我哋從呢個角度去睇咧，登山寶訓或者點解講主禱文，其實都係有同一個意思。
If we look at it as this angle, like the Lord's Prayer is also about this meaning.
就係以神嘅國為中心嘅祈禱，
Is to put the Lord's kingdom at the center.
充滿住神嘅釋放嘅，
Is full of God's grace.
係叫我哋靠住神嘅恩典去過每一日嘅生活嘅。
To live our lives of the Lord's grace and mercies.
嗱，如果你再一次，你希望我俾你有時間細心去睇下主禱文。
I hope you will find some time to look at the Lord's Prayer.
或者你今晚翻屋企啦。
Maybe tonight.
係神嘅角度，主嘅釋放，同埋係靠住神嘅恩典去生。
It's about the Lord's kingdom, the Lord's forgiveness, the Lord's grace and mercies.
當你用咁嘅心態去讀主禱文嘅時候，
When you look at this passage with this heart,
我相信咧你會有好唔同嘅感受。
I think you will have a different feeling.
主禱文係一篇好好嘅禱文。
The Lord's Prayer is a really good prayer.
願你嘅國降臨，
May your kingdom come.
願你嘅旨意行在地上，如同行在天上。
Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
提醒我哋乜嘢？
What is it reminding us?
神嘅國。
It reminds us of the Lord's kingdom.
今日神嘅國已經嚟到。
Today, Lord's kingdom is already here.
你點樣去做一個虔誠嘅基督徒呢？
How do you be a righteous Christian?
係充滿住神嘅恩典，神係會釋放我哋，以至我哋做得到佢教訓我哋嗰啲嘅真理。
It's full of God's grace and forgiveness.
以至你靠住神，你做到佢想要做嘅真理，要做嘅教訓。
Then we will walk this road to the Lord's kingdom.
我諗最後咧我自己咧即係都想總結。今日咧，我諗你最少學咗3樣嘢。
So lastly, I want to conclude. So today we have at least learned 3 things.
咩叫禁食啦？
So what is fasting?
咩嘢係施捨啦？
What is to give?
乜嘢係禱告？
What is to pray?
我希望咧，我俾啲時間你真係去思想下，你自己點樣可以喺你嘅生活裏邊去實踐呢3樣嘅嘢。
So I'm going to give you some time to think, how are you going to do these in your life?
更加緊要嘅，你做呢啲嘅操練唔係向住人，係向住上帝。
More importantly, when we practice these, like we are not doing this for the praise of other people, we're doing it for the Lord.
我都最後想分享一樣嘢，如果你真係一個虔誠嘅基督徒嘅時候，
I want to share one thing with you today. When you're a righteous Christian,
係你有陣時做啲善事，未必會俾人睇得見。
sometimes when you give, nobody knows,
但係上帝睇得見。
but our Lord knows.
其實人哋會從你嘅身上睇得見耶穌基督。
And other people will see the Lord through you.
你身上所結嘅果子，人哋睇得到。
For the fruits that you plant, other people will see it.
當然，你唔係要為得人嘅榮耀。
Of course, you're not going to do that for the praise of other people.
你做所有嘅嘢都係向住我哋嘅上帝耶穌基督。
Whatever you do is for the Lord and to the Lord.
我都最後真係，你可以諗一諗，我俾大約1分鐘嘅時間。其實我原本預備一首歌，但我諗時間太長啦，因為要翻譯。
I'm going to give you a minute to think about.
最後，我哋一齊用主禱文去結束今日嘅講道。
Lastly, let us use the Lord's Prayer to finish today's sermon.
我哋一齊禱告。
Let's pray.
我們在天上嘅父，願人都尊你嘅名為聖，願你嘅國降臨，願你嘅旨意行在地上，如同行在天上。我們日用嘅飲食，今日賜給我們，免我們嘅債，如同我們免了人嘅債，不叫我們陷入試探，救我們脫離兇惡，因為國度、權柄、榮耀，全是你的，直到永遠。阿們。
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and give us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
我哋禱告奉主名求。